friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. I'm filming this a little bit early. It's going to be my end of summer book haul. And I say end of summer because I start back at work in a couple of weeks. And these are just books that I have been accumulating all summer. And they're all from different places like normal. So I know that the first day of fall is like September 23rd, but we're just going to call this my end of summer book haul because it's the end of my summer. And I just want to go ahead and get through these books so I can put them on my bookshelf. So the first two books I picked up at the thrift store, so they were only like $3 or under a piece. The first one being The Rocks by Peter Nichols. This is something that I've wanted to read for the last few years. It's set in a Mediterranean coastal town. It spans several years, and it's kind of like a love story, and it just sounds like it's going to be really good and really atmospheric. And then I found A Paris Apartment, and this is another one that I picked up in the thrift store for like $3 or under that. And I remember reading the synopsis of this a long time ago and wanting to read it, and then I just never got around to purchasing a copy. So when I saw it in the thrift store for cheap, I picked it up. It's about a woman that gets a job opportunity. She tells her boss about an apartment, and she goes there, and the apartment's been shuttered for the past 70 years, and she thinks it's going to be like run down and stuff like that, but she goes in and it's some rich hoarder's like apartment, and all of this stuff starts happening. Yeah, it just sounds like it should be really interesting, and the cover is really pretty as well. So those are the two that I got at the thrift store. I was hoping to get a couple more at the thrift store over the summer, but that just didn't end up happening. I also picked up Uncharted by Tracy Garvis Graves. This is the novella book after On the Island. I've already read this. I've already talked to you guys about this, but I did buy it and I haven't officially hauled it yet. So there it is. I also picked up, I also did pick this up at the thrift store. I got a copy of The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I read this like quite a few years ago, and I enjoyed it, and I didn't have a copy because I got it from the library when I initially read it, so I just wanted to have my own copy, and I found a used copy, so why not pick it up? Then last month in July, my book of the month pick was Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I've already read this one. You'll be hearing about it in my end of the month wrap up. I also picked up The Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. This is a book that the Papercut Book Club picked. One of the girls of that club picked this, and it's not something that I typically read. It's a fairy tale, The Goose Girl, and it's fantasy, and I really don't read a lot of this at all, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up because I wanted to participate like in the read along for the month and see if I liked it. I think this is her favorite book of all time. I read it. You will be hearing more about this in my end of the month wrap up. Then I won a Goodreads giveaway, which hasn't happened in a while. I got a copy of Not the Girl You Marry, and this is about a gentleman named Jack who's a journalist, and he has to come up with these like catchy new what is it called? Internet media company. He has to come up with these new articles, and one of the ones that he tells is How to Lose a Girl. He tells his boss that his next column is going to be write a final piece de resistance, How to Lose a Girl, but I think he ends up falling in love with the girl and stuff like that. But this one comes out in November. And then book of the month had the best books for August, so much so that I picked 3 of their 5 selections. That's saying something. As you guys know, I am not an affiliate in any way, shape, or form with Book of the Month But I do have a link in the description box of all of my videos that if you decide you want to try out Book of the Month, you get your first book free, and then I get a free book as well. So in the description box of my videos, I have codes and discounts for you guys like all over the place. And I'm not doing it so much for like me to get a discount or get something free. I'm doing it for you. So I don't actually get money from any of these links. This is just all to like help you out. But Book of the Month had a banging selection for August, and I'm going to go through all of my books. I am literally excited about every single one of these books in this box. The first one, and the one I'm probably the most excited about, is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I've been reading Ruth Ware's work, all of her work, and I'm currently several pages into the death of Mrs. Westaway, but I've read all of her other books, so I'm gonna read that one and then I can jump into this one. And I have heard that this is like her best yet, so I'm really super excited about it. I've been hearing wonderful things, and I'm just so excited that I have a copy, and it's a Book of the Month book. I also got Well Met by Jen DeLuca, and this is a romance story centered around like a Renaissance festival, and I love Ren festivals. There's a huge one like near Baltimore, Maryland, or it might be in Baltimore, Maryland, that I've gone to before, and you can't see it now, but it's where I got my little like wavy like dagger thing. And I want to go back, actually. I need to like look up when that is, but so yeah, I got this one. So it's a cute little like rom-com set against the backdrop of like a Ren Fair, a laugh out loud romantic comedy debut where a little flirtation between sworn enemies proves that all is fair, and fair is spelled F-A-I-R-E, in love and war. So really excited about this. Oh, and it's also set in Maryland, Willow Creek, Maryland. So yay, that might be where the actual Ren Fair is that I'm talking about. The next one is The Whisper Man by Alex North. This is one of their thriller picks for Book of the Month for the month of August, and it just sounded really cool. But I heard that this is like a detective story. So, but it's like a 20 years ago thing. A serial killer abducted and murdered 5 residents until Frank Carter was finally caught. He was nicknamed the Whisper Man, for he would lure his victims out by whispering at their windows at night. And it just kind of takes things from there. But it does have like detectives in it, and that's not like my favorite thing about thrillers, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So those are the three books that I got from Book of the Month, and I am so happy with my selections. Again, check the description box. I have discounts for all kind of stuff, but if you want your first book free from Book of the Month, use my link and you can get your first book for free. Okay, then today I actually went out and got 2 books. I just got home from Barnes & Noble. I met a coworker / friend for coffee, and I was there for like 3 hours like chatting with her, and then like she left and I went back in and like looked around for some books. So I had a list of books on my phone that I wanted to look for. I really wanted Heartstopper Volume 2 by Alice Oseman the most because I've just been dying to read it, and I couldn't find it anywhere, and the customer service line was so long, and I just didn't feel like, I just figured I'll order it online. But I had a couple of other books in mind. Most of them were like thrillers, but I had a couple of like, I had like 2 YA books. I wanted to get like the Tea Dragon Society. I wanted to get the Flat Share. I didn't even see the Flat Share. But anyway, I ended up deciding on 1 book from that list and then like a spur of the moment purchase. So my spur of the moment purchase was The Babysitter's Club, Claudia and Mean Janine. And this is the 4th volume in the redone graphic novel series, redone by Raina Telgemeier. And I have just loved these so much. That was like a series, like one of my first series. I did Sweet Valley High and The Babysitter's Club. Those were my books growing up, and these were the books that like I would get for my birthday or I would get for Christmas, like as they were released. Yes, I'm dating myself, people. But I just love them so much, and it's just so nice to like go back and revisit these characters, and it's just so nostalgic for me, and the artwork is really fun, and it's just they're cute little quick stories that I absolutely enjoy. So I figured I would pick up the fourth one. And then the book that I finally decided on, just for like money's sake, I went with a YA book, and that is Birthday by Meredith Russo. And this is the award-winning author of If I Was Your Girl, and I read that last year or the year before for Booktubeathon / The Reading Rush, and I absolutely loved that book. I read it so quick. It was so good, and I've been hearing amazing things about Birthday, and I know it has like a trans character, and I'm just so excited. Oh my gosh. A heart-wrenching and universal story of identity, first love, and fate. I'm just so excited, and it's kind of told like November 9 by Colleen Hoover, where it just centers on the same day for 6 years. Two best friends, a shared birthday, 6 years. So Eric and Morgan, they were born on the same day, and then you get to see them over 6 years on their birthday. So I'm really excited about this. So I may or may not change up my Read-A-Rama TBR. Stay tuned for that, because I just literally have so many books that I want to read and I'm so excited about. I'm going to try my very hardest to make a good dent like in my books over the next few months that I already have. And then around like the holidays, Christmas time, maybe I'll go back and buy some new books. So let's see if I can do that. But that's all for today's video. I know it was like super casual sit down. I just got back from Barnes & Noble. Like I said, I just bought these. I just spent 3 hours like with my friend chatting and talking about work and vacation and our summer fun things that we have done. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another video very soon. Bye!